Hi, we have Robert Palermo from Clinity Talent with us today as part of our inspirational and impactful leadership series. Robert's going to share his journey with us. Hi, Robert. Thank you for giving us your time, and it's such a pleasure having you with us. Robert, can you share your journey with us? How did this all start?
Yeah. Well, first off, Upendra, thank you for having me. It was so great to see you. It's been way too long. Last, I know your son and your family very well, and just really appreciate the opportunity. As far as Clinity Talent, I mean, listen, since college, as I went to Rutgers with your son and got into recruiting fairly early. Okay, my friend who was older than me actually went into a recruitment firm and kind of told me about it. It's like, hey, you have a upbeat personality. This would be good for you. The rest is kind of history. So I've been doing recruiting now for more than 10 years. And then it was just that time, right? I'm 36 now. I'm aging myself, Upendra. And it was just that time. So 3 years ago where I had to start my own firm. It was that time. I had the experience. And sometimes people start recruiting firms a little quickly, or like maybe people start firms faster. I needed a lot of experience. I needed a lot of time. So that's kind of how it all started, and the rest is history.
Great,
Yeah.
great to hear you, Robert. Robert, but why entrepreneurship?
Yeah, I think it's like, you're gonna laugh. You guys are gonna laugh here. The YOLO. You only live once, right? And I just think, while I still have the energy, while I, and the time and just capability, why not? And listen, I don't have any really business owners in my family. I really just, spearheaded this and just thought, why not take a chance? That's what you got to do in life. Right? And I think it's just so important that you never know until you try. So, and I just thought, and with my experience doing staffing and recruiting, I've managed P&Ls, I've climbed my way up quite a bit and been in that entrepreneurial spot in the organizations and running my own team. So I was like, okay, if I can do this, then I can do it on my own. But obviously it's very hard. Yeah. But no, that's that's what happened. And it was just like, again, we're young still, and
This is the time to do it.
it's the time, man. I don't think there's ever really a right time. People are always like, oh my God, I gotta wait till this. You just gotta do it. It's just all about taking that leap of faith. And I think that's something about me where, I gotta take risks. I don't know. I just can't I gotta get to the next stage and the next stage and the next stage. So that's what happened. Maybe it's my personality and your son and, the friends that we have, very successful. And I will say, I think a lot of the people I surrounded myself with are super inspirational, and they kind of push me, and I think that's part of who you surround yourself with. And so it's a couple of things like that,
That's so humbling of you to give credit to the people you surround yourself with. Tell me the challenges what you face in being an entrepreneur.
Oh my God. Well, the one thing is more money, more problems. That's one thing. But I think I'll take a step back. It's really figuring everything out and doing it the right way. And what I mean by that is so when I started CT, so I might do Clinity, CT, I might kind of interchangeably use the terms here, but I knew the first thing I was like, I need to get an attorney. Okay, I need to get an attorney, labor employment attorney. Okay, let's kind of lay out the guideline and really kind of do a piece by piece, and then get the payroll set up, and then get the have a business plan. So it's a lot, but then it's just as you keep growing, there's so many more expenses, or there's so much more staff to take care of. And I don't know if you knew this, but I'm self-funded. I don't have
Wonderful to know.
I don't have a private equity firm. I don't have a VC.
Great.
I don't
That's
have
great.
So I'm 100% owner of the organization. And it's really hard.
Yes.
Because there's been so many times too throughout my journey where oh my God, am I gonna make payroll this week? Seriously. And by the grace of God, I have, but there's just so many things that come up, or maybe you expect a deal that's gonna happen. So I'm in staffing, right?
Yes.
So you're placing a candidate. So you think that candidate is gonna take the job, you're gonna get the money. Well, hey, what if they have to relocate because their mother's sick? Or something like that. And then, oh my God, now I'm not getting this $50,000 fee, whatever it is. Oh my God, am I going to make payroll next? So it's a lot of things that could come about where it's very unexpected. So it's tough, but it's fun. I've learned so much, and I've definitely had my fair share of moments of like, tax a little bit, but that's part of what it is, man. You gotta fail to succeed, and but there's a lot I could get into a lot more of what goes down, but it's challenging. It really is. It's a lot.
Curveballs are way of life. And the more curveballs you face in life, the better, the smarter you come out.
Right. And you learn.
Yeah, absolutely.
You learn, and I've learned so much, man. Like it's remarkable, and I just feel like not that I changed as a person entirely. You grow, right?
Yes.
And I feel like the past 3 years of me doing this, I've changed a lot. I've gone through a lot, good and bad. A lot of success stories. And I guess to add on to the bad, it's just sometimes the employees don't work out. Or you have to let people go. Nobody likes firing anybody. It sucks. I still get butterflies if that needs to happen, or if I have to deliver some bad news. It's horrible.
Correct.
And there's things like that really suck. But outside of that, it's fun though. It's really amazing to see how much CT has grown all these years, and we're still growing, man. We're really hopefully gonna do another wave of hiring soon internally, and keep building this thing. See where it goes.
Absolutely.
See where it goes.
Great, Robert. But why healthcare only?
Oh man, so it kind of just fell into my lap. So when I started it was the second or third staffing firm that I was at. Had an incredible opportunity, and I handed off to them for believing in me and trusting me. But I essentially went in there to start their travel healthcare division.
Okay.
So that's kind of what happened. And when I say travel healthcare, like travel nursing, but I was actually doing like travel allied professionals. So like physical therapy, ironically in an LA Fitness, OT, speech pathology. Great setting, by the way. Love the changing it up a little bit. And that's kind of how it all happened. And I loved it, and healthcare is such a dire need to. There's such a scarcity in professionals, and it's a struggle. A lot of hospitals struggle to staff in all verticals, not even just like free TOT speech, but advanced practice providers, physicians, nurses again. And I just stuck with it. And that's what happened. And just,
financially, I think it's very lucrative, because in the last jobs report, they said 40% of the jobs were created in healthcare.
Oh, yeah.
So there you are. So you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
So financially, you're stable.
And my God, it's insane.
And I want to see you in more industries. What's the plan for that?
We're obviously continuing to do healthcare. I mean, that's our bread and butter, right? And I would say a lot with Clinity Talent. We've actually done a lot of behavioral health too, mental health. Addiction medicine. That's been like a primary target, because I feel like, especially when COVID happened, it was a little bit neglected in a way. Everybody's, staffing at the hospitals, the vaccination nurses. And kind of around that time before I started the company, I kind of wanted to pivot into that vertical because I saw there was a need there. So now the social workers we've placed, so continuing to place those. And then just even recently, and given the stats like that, like nurse practitioners, huge dire need, MDs, DOs. So we've been doing a lot too within that space as well in psychiatry. So again, tying it all together with mental health, you know what I mean? And so healthcare is obviously our primary verticals, but we, Clinity Talent also staffs, office administration, accounting, finance. So the plan with the organization is to grow with life sciences, maybe technology, right? So we're going to probably see and go from there. But healthcare, I feel that's the core. That's the main. And I love it. I'm passionate about it too.
Perfect.
Just helping people, because it's just these professionals you're placing are helping someone. Someone gets injured here at LA Fitness. Maybe there's a PT. How about running it and grab them? You know what I mean?
And passion leads to excellence. I'm telling you that my whole journey has been being passionate about the work I do, and that has brought me where I am.
And I don't mean to cut you off, but I love what I do. I enjoy it. I'm super conversational. Kind of going back to why I started it, being upbeat, personable. I love making relationships, and I enjoy it so much. Good. It's great. I'm always on the phone, and it's just it's never a dull moment. Good.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm with you there. You there.
Tell me how difficult it is to find talent these days.
Oh my God. It's so hard. And here's the deal, especially with these spam callers out there, no one picks up our calls, man. Because it's like, you get all the spam. They're like, oh, no one's going to pick up this recruiter. There's 1,000 million gajillion staffing firms out there. Why are they going to work with CT? Why are they going to work with Clinity Talent? So on top of that, it's not only find the talent, but then the talent to work with the staffing firm. You know what I mean? So it's just a lot of layers there, but it's really challenging, man, because the talent get reached out to all the time. Other agencies may be calling them about the same jobs. And it's like, okay, but then they have a choice too. So like healthcare, nurse practitioners right now, they're the highest desirable, profession right now, or they can choose where they want to work.
Absolutely.
And there's also not enough organizations for them to even, go to, or they can like start their own practice, whether it's a doctor or something like that. So it's tough, man. And they have to trust us too. And then you have AI, right? AI coming in and, application processes get filtered a little bit easier. Maybe you don't need a recruiter for this. Maybe you weed out the middleman. It's been really tough.
So tell me, do you think artificial intelligence will be a help to you or it will be a hindrance?
Obviously, Google has existed for a while, so AI has been around for a little bit. So obviously it is an important factor. But, when I think of talent acquisition, recruitment, I think of human resources too.
Sure.
And there's that one word, human, right? There's that human. You need a human in the process. Okay. Because an AI can scan a resume. They could say, oh yeah. Or are they digging deep about, what their personal life? When we talk to candidates on the phone, it's not like 15 minutes. Oh, I'm going to send you to Upendra Medical Center.
Correct.
I'm going to talk to you for an hour. Okay. And I'm going to be like, hey, what's your story? Are you the breadwinner of the family? Do you pick up your kids at work? What do you need? Are you paying rent? Do you have a mortgage? Do you travel a lot? Really diving into that.
No,
so I'm not saying an AI can't do that, but there's that human connection where it's like, we understand that. And then me, I travel quite a bit in my time.
Yes.
Oh, you like travel nursing or whatever? Oh yeah, I've been to New Jersey LA Fitness. That's what my kids, so it's like the relation too, because in AI, they're not traveling or they're not doing the human things that we do, so I think it's there. It's important. Again, Google has been around, these things have been around, but I don't know. You can't take away the human. You just can't. You really can't.
I agree with you totally on it. I think you're in the right space. Your passion is leading you to excellence. I just see you growing. I have seen you as a young student. I see you now as an entrepreneur.
Maybe I gain a little bit more weight though.
What I remember of you always, and I think why this entrepreneur journey started, you were a great fan of Shark Tank. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah. Yes.
And I used to watch those shows all the time.
Oh,
and that's the time I said, here is the diamond in the making. And you've proved me right. Thank you so much for your time. And I see you doing wonderful. It's great. And I just see you grow more and more.
And that means a lot. I'm trying really hard, man. I want to keep giving it all I got. And you're right. Actually, Shark Tank, I watch that all the time. And can I just say something too? What inspired me with the street care, because I have the clothing line now too, which kind of ties into the healthcare staffing, right? And all that. Those socks. And I can't remember the socks, but right, it was like the Zoom, because they donate to charity. And I wanted an avenue, because I'm big with donations now too.
That's great.
Clinity Talent has donated to charity every year, to our partners, to who we work with. And I want to keep doing that. And I thought with the street care too, that was another avenue to hey, if you buy a product, it's going to get donated to something. So I'm just excited to expand into that too now, just because, yeah, man, it's fun.
I definitely see you succeeding more, getting more higher level. And in this conversation, if there was one piece of advice, only one piece of advice you would want to give to a budding entrepreneur, what would that be? What would that message
Don't give up. Don't give up, man. It's going to suck. I have anxiety, man. It's crazy. And there's so many ups and downs. You can't give up, man. It gets really hard. I found my places and they don't talk about this, right? When you're posting on LinkedIn or Instagram, whatever, they're showing the glamour. They're showing you're on the yacht. They don't see the journey there you don't see the journey there, man. So there's so many times that I've been down, man. It's been really tough, and I would just say don't give up. Believe in your staff, believe in what you're doing, and you're going to fail. It's going to happen, but that's what's going to make you stronger, like what we talked about before, and we're going to keep pushing forward. That's really what it comes down to. And I know that's corny. I know it's cliche, but that's the God's honest truth is you can't give up and we got to keep moving forward.
Great.
And also in conjunction with that, be open to change too and pivot. I've learned too, through my management years and just who I was as a professional. Listen, man, I made a good amount of money when I was younger, and I was, living in the city, living in New York, a little cocky. But as you get older, you gotta make those changes, and I think evolving as a person and being able to go with the times too. I think that's really important too. And just because you're working with different people too, and markets change, and how you may say something to someone back then, you might have to change it this way, or how you recruited back then, you got to recruit this way now. So I think being adaptable to the change in the times, I think is super important.
Thank you so much for your time, Robert.
Good, man. Thank you. I'm so happy, man. It's so great to see you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for putting this together. Get over here. Wait, hold on. Before you turn that off, though, there is something else in that bag.
Okay.
There is something else in that bag. Hold on. I had to get you.
Oh, wonderful.
The street care.
Oh,
shirt, man.
great.
Because again, I own a clothing company too. So this is Sweet Care. So it's like a spin-off because it's a Valentine's Day edition. And we're still in February.
Right.
So it's a large, but it's like a little looser fit. But I wanted to give that to you and just thank you so much.
Thank you. I will treasure this.
There it is.
Thank
you. All right, man. Boom. Street Care. Let's do it.